Let's do a quick tutorial on how we do copper overlay teeth, so you can avoid cutting out and foiling a bunch of itty-bitty tiny annoying pieces. So when making your pattern, you essentially want to make the shape of the smile or the mouth and add little divots for where each of the copper overlay lines for your teeth gaps are going to go. Once we have our piece all put together, we're going to take some copper foil. We're going to go ahead and cut it in half just to make it a little bit skinnier for our teeth gaps. And next up, we want to line up our foil to each of the little divots. And we want to make sure we have a little bit of a tail hanging over into the gap so we can take our X-Acto knife and tuck it in. We do this so that the foil has a nice secure hold to the piece. I find a lot of times if you don't do this, that the heat from the iron will make the copper overlay kind of melt the adhesive and it'll start wiggling around, and you don't want that. Gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the middle gap of the teeth, making sure we tuck in our edges. Now this part's optional, but I totally feel like it looks way better. We're gonna take our X-Acto knife and essentially cut out a more round shape for the tooth. Gonna kind of do a little parentheses type shape around each of the teeth. I feel like this little extra work just gives it a much cleaner look. Now we're gonna take our iron and put it on the lowest heat setting to minimize the chance of heat cracks. The most important thing to remember here is low and slow. Low temperature and slow when applying the solder. You will see me constantly checking the temperature of the piece because, again, we do not want heat cracks. I tend to just dance around to different pieces while I wait for one I just worked on to cool. You can really see the smile starting to come to life as we fill it in with solder. Here is our final piece looking super clean. We save so much time and energy from having to cut and foil all those little tiny teeth. Copper overlays save you so much time as a stained glass artist, and I highly recommend you give it a try.